What if the exact time you eat protein matters far more than the protein itself every day? Most people spend so much time choosing protein powders but completely ignore when to eat it. That single ignored detail could be costing you months of real muscle-building progress every single day. Fitness experts have been arguing about this exact question for years without a clear, settled answer. One group of scientists says total daily protein intake is truly all that ever really matters. The other group says timing your protein around workouts and sleep changes your results dramatically every time. Both sides have real published science, credible researchers, and arguments strong enough to seriously consider deeply. Instead of picking sides, let us go straight to what the actual research clearly and openly says. The research on this topic is both deeply surprising and critically important for every person who trains. A massive study published in the International Journal of Sports Nutrition reviewed 116 separate clinical trials carefully. Over 4,700 real people participated in this study across 11 completely different protein timing strategies directly. The results revealed something that immediately shocked almost everyone working in the fitness and nutrition space. Milk protein and red meat protein both ranked at the very top for building muscle mass. But here's the twist that genuinely surprised even the researchers who designed and conducted this study.
Essential nutrients.
Milk protein actually edged out red meat for pure muscle growth, which almost nobody really predicted. Red meat is still a powerful food, loaded with B vitamins, iron, zinc, and essential nutrients. But when the only measurement was raw muscle building, milk protein had a real and clear advantage. That was not a small difference found in an obscure study buried somewhere without proper peer review. That single finding was enough to shake up years of common beliefs about red meat being king. The study also looked directly at the timing question, and the results were immediately very revealing here. Protein consumed right before or after your workout produced the most noticeable and favorable muscle-building results. Most people eat their protein whenever it happens to be convenient, without any real intentional strategy at all. That casual approach is one of the most common and costly mistakes in everyday practical fitness nutrition. Protein consumed close to bedtime also showed strong results, but the benefit was more connected to strength. That surprised many researchers because nighttime protein was commonly believed to mainly support visible muscle size gains. But the data connected nighttime protein more strongly to raw strength than to visible muscle growth instead. This was the kind of finding that makes researchers pause and carefully recheck their data multiple times. Now you might wonder why milk protein keeps appearing as such a consistent top performer in published studies. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared beef protein and milk protein side by side. Participants were given 30 grams of either protein, while researchers tracked exactly where every amino acid traveled. Using labeled isotopes, scientists could literally watch amino acids moving directly into muscle tissue in real time. Beef protein was actually absorbed faster than milk protein, which completely shocked every single researcher involved here. Nobody predicted that beef would absorb more quickly than milk, but the data was absolutely undeniable throughout. Both proteins triggered roughly the same level of the anabolic muscle-building signal inside called mTOR. But milk protein drove significantly more muscle protein synthesis within the very first 2 hours after consumption. Beef protein built up more gradually and steadily, reaching its peak output over the following 5 hours. At the 5-hour mark, both proteins showed very similar total rates of muscle protein synthesis across participants. But here is the detail that truly separates milk protein from beef in a meaningful and measurable way. Milk protein produced 277 micromoles of leucine compared to beef protein's 231 micromoles measured in total. Leucine is the single most important amino acid that directly activates muscle protein synthesis inside your body. Higher leucine means the critical muscle-building trigger inside your cells gets activated faster and far more powerfully. Even when two proteins look completely equal on paper, leucine content separates the real results in practice. This is precisely why whey protein derived directly from milk has dominated fitness and supplement shelves for decades. The science was quietly pointing toward whey being the smartest post-workout protein choice long before anyone noticed. Even before mainstream fitness caught on, researchers already knew that leucine content was the single deciding factor.
Animal protein has a
review
complete
in the
structure.
journal Nutrients
Plant protein
examined
has a different
animal protein
composition.
versus plant protein carefully across 16 separate studies. Animal protein clearly and consistently outperformed plant protein for triggering muscle protein synthesis in all study participants. Animal protein also led to significantly higher lean body mass gains when compared to all plant protein sources. This effect was even more dramatic and noticeable in younger people with stronger natural protein synthesis responses. But for people over 40 years old, this finding carries a very specific and critically important practical implication. Older bodies simply do not process and respond to protein as efficiently as younger bodies consistently do. This means that if you are over 40, you genuinely need to eat more total protein every day. Higher protein intake is not optional for older adults who truly want to build or even maintain muscle. Ignoring this important fact means you are quietly falling further behind every single week without even realizing it. Another study compared 20 grams of whole milk protein directly against whey protein isolate for muscle-building results. The muscle protein synthesis rates were almost completely identical between the two groups across the entire study period. The only meaningful difference found was that whey protein acted noticeably faster in the very early hours. A rodent study then went further by comparing whey protein, whole milk protein, and casein protein all at once. Whey protein boosted muscle protein synthesis within just 30 minutes, making it fast, immediate, and highly responsive. Milk protein reached its peak output at 60 minutes, sitting perfectly in the middle of the three proteins. Casein protein reached its full peak at 120 minutes, making it the slowest and most sustained of all. But the real and most underrated advantage of whole milk protein was that it covered all three timing windows. Short-term, medium-term, and long-term muscle-building signals were all activated by whole milk protein at meaningful levels. This versatility makes whole milk protein one of the most powerful yet genuinely underrated tools for building muscle. No single protein type covers all three timing windows quite as effectively as whole milk protein consistently does. Now let us tackle what many consider the single biggest and most debated question in all of sports nutrition. Does total daily protein intake actually matter more than any specific timing strategy you could possibly implement around it? One of the most cited protein studies ever published looked directly at this important question very carefully. The meta-analysis concluded that total daily protein intake matters more than timing when all the data is examined. But here is where things get really interesting if you take the time to look closely at the numbers. Even within that same study, timed protein consumption showed a consistent lean toward better hypertrophy and strength outcomes. The researchers themselves admitted there was simply not enough available data to draw a completely firm conclusion here. That admission is highly significant because researchers rarely flag incomplete data unless they genuinely see something worth noting. The honest bottom line is that timing your protein correctly gives you extra percentage points of real free progress. You have absolutely nothing to lose by stacking your protein intake strategically around your training and overnight recovery. You have something genuinely real and measurable to gain just by becoming more intentional with your daily eating habits. Most people who train consistently are already doing 80% of the right things with their daily nutrition. Timing is the completely free final piece that takes your results from consistently good to genuinely great over time. Now let us talk about nighttime protein specifically, because this is where the debate becomes the most intensely heated. A 2023 study revealed that the human body can actually absorb up to 100 grams of protein at once. That finding means splitting protein perfectly evenly throughout every single meal of the day becomes slightly less critical. But nighttime protein still carries very real and significant benefits that are absolutely worth understanding completely before dismissing. A study followed experienced resistance-trained lifters consuming 54 grams of casein protein every single day over 8 weeks. One group consumed their casein protein before noon, and the second group consumed it 90 minutes before sleeping. The morning group gained just 0.4 kilograms of lean muscle mass over the entire 8 weeks of training. The nighttime group gained 1.2 kilograms of lean muscle mass over that exact same 8-week training period. That is a 200% difference in lean muscle gained from the exact same protein and exact same amount. Same protein source, same amount, same workout program, and same trained participants throughout the entire study period. The only variable that separated a modest result from a dramatic result was simply deciding when to consume protein. Let that truly sink in, because it completely changes how you should think about your daily protein strategy forever. The same person consuming the same protein could get 3 times more lean muscle just by shifting the timing. That is not a small marginal improvement that only elite professional athletes will ever realistically notice or measure. That is a life-changing difference for anyone who trains with real consistency and wants genuine body composition results. Now, many people immediately worry that eating protein before bed will somehow shut down their fat burning overnight. The Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition studied this specific concern directly and found absolutely no negative difference. The respiratory quotient, the most accurate direct measure of fat burning rate, showed absolutely zero negative change whatsoever. Fat oxidation was happening at the exact same rate, regardless of whether casein protein was consumed before bed. Insulin levels also remained completely normal and stable the following morning in all participants who consumed casein nightly. A common fear is that eating anything before bed spikes insulin and shifts your body into fat storage mode. But protein simply does not spike insulin the same dramatic way that carbohydrates do when consumed before sleep. Only carbohydrates cause that significant overnight insulin response that people genuinely need to be cautious and aware about. Your fat loss keeps progressing forward at full speed, even when you're consistently taking casein protein nightly. This is one of the most important and most widely misunderstood facts in all of modern practical nutrition science. As an added bonus, casein protein is naturally rich in tryptophan, which supports deeper and more restorative sleep quality. Casein also contains melatonin precursors that further help regulate your sleep cycle and improve overall nighttime recovery measurably. So taking casein before bed does not just build muscle, it actively helps to improve your overall sleep quality. But there is one important timing rule to carefully follow to actually get these benefits without disrupting overnight rest. Take your casein protein at least 90 minutes before you actually get into bed and close your eyes. Having casein too close to sleep can actually raise your heart rate and seriously disrupt your overall recovery quality. The 90-minute gap gives your body enough time to begin digesting and using the protein before temperature drops. Follow this simple but important rule consistently, and you will protect both your muscle gains and your sleep quality. When you sleep, your body shifts into its most powerful and dedicated muscle repair and rebuilding mode, completely. Growth hormone levels peak during deep sleep phases, and your muscles are actively searching for available amino acids. If no amino acids are available overnight, your body simply cannot take full advantage of that precious repair window. That is 8 full hours of potential muscle building completely wasted just because no protein was made available. Most people training hard have no idea they are losing nearly half of their full recovery potential every night. Casein protein solves this problem perfectly because it releases amino acids slowly and consistently across the entire overnight period. Instead of a single spike and crash, casein creates a long sustained steady river of amino acids flowing overnight. Your muscles receive a continuous supply of building material for hours while the full repair process runs completely. This is the exact mechanism that made the nighttime group in the casein study gain 3 times more muscle. Their muscles were never left without fuel during the night, and the measurable difference in results proved it completely. Now let us also talk about the psychological side of protein timing that almost nobody in fitness ever addresses. When you build a clear and intentional nutrition system, you stop making random, impulsive decisions about eating every day. That consistency alone creates a powerful compounding effect over weeks and months that dramatically amplifies your overall results.